Last month, a group of 8 riders was cruising through the mountains when the lead rider suddenly hit his brakes. What happened next changed everything. The second rider, riding directly behind him, had nowhere to go. He slammed into the leader at 45 miles per hour. Both bikes went down. One rider ended up in the hospital with a broken collarbone and road rash covering half his body. Here's the thing. This wasn't bad luck. This was a violation of the most basic group riding rule, and it happens every single weekend across the country. You see groups of riders bunched up like a pack of wolves, following too close, with no escape plan. They think they're riding together, but they're actually creating a rolling disaster waiting to happen. Today, I'm breaking down the 5 unspoken rules of group riding that separate the pros from the amateurs. These aren't suggestions, they're survival tactics. And if you're riding in a group without knowing these rules, you're putting everyone at risk. The most important rule? It's not what you think, and it could save your life this weekend. Rule 1, staggered formation. Here's the rule that would have prevented that mountain crash. Staggered formation. This isn't just riding in 2 columns. It's a precise system that gives every rider an escape route in proper stopping distance. Here's how it works. The leader rides in the left tire track. The second rider drops back and rides in the right tire track, about 2 seconds behind. The third rider goes back to the left track, another 2 seconds behind the second rider. You keep alternating. Left, right, down the entire group. Why does this work? Physics. When you're staggered, you've got triple the stopping distance of single file riding. If the guy in front of you goes down, you're not riding directly behind him, you're offset. You can brake, swerve, or both. In single file, you've got one option. Pray the guy in front doesn't mess up. But here's where most groups screw this up. They think staggered formation means riding side by side. Wrong. You're still in single file, just offset in your lane. The 2-second rule still applies. Count it out. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. That's your safety buffer. The other mistake, trying to maintain staggered formation through curves. Don't do it. In corners, everyone moves to single file and takes their own line. You stagger up again once you're out of the turn and back on straight road. And here's the advanced tip. The leader sets the pace for formation changes. When he moves to single file for a curve, everyone follows. When he signals to stagger back up, that's when you resume formation. No freelancing, no improvising. The formation moves as one unit. Rule 2, the fuel stop signal. Most riders think this is just about pointing to your gas tank when you need fuel. It's way more than that. The fuel stop signal is actually a communication chain that keeps your entire group together and safe. Here's the proper protocol. When you need fuel, you don't just signal and peel off at the next station. You give the fuel signal, tap the top of your gas tank, and pass it back through the group. Every rider behind you repeats the signal until it reaches the sweep rider at the back. The sweep rider, that's your tail gunner, has one job. He watches the last person in the group and makes sure nobody gets left behind. When he sees the fuel signal, he acknowledges it and the group knows it's time to find a station. But here's the critical part. The leader doesn't just pull into any random gas station. He signals his intentions early, points to the exit, gives plenty of warning. The group stays in formation till everyone is safely off the highway and into the station. And this is where the buddy system kicks in. If someone misses the exit or gets separated, the sweep rider stays with them. Nobody rides alone, ever. You've got each other's phone numbers programmed before you leave, and you use them. The fuel stop isn't just about gas, it's about accountability. Before you leave that station, you do a head count. Everyone's accounted for, everyone's ready, and everyone knows where you're headed next. This simple system prevents the most common group riding disaster. Losing someone and not realizing it until you're 50 miles down the road. Rule 3, pass the baton. Here's where group riding gets tactical. Rule 3 is about intersections, turns, and keeping your group together in traffic. It's called passing the baton, and it's the difference between a smooth ride and losing half your group at a red light. Here's how it works. When your group approaches a turn or intersection, the leader doesn't just blast through and hope everyone follows. He designates a blocker, usually the second or third rider, to hold position at the critical point. This rider becomes your corner marker. The leader signals the turn, makes the maneuver, and keeps going. But the designated blocker stops at the intersection or turn point. His job? Block traffic and guide every single rider through safely. He's your human traffic cone, and he doesn't move until the last rider in your group passes his position. This is crucial in heavy traffic. Picture this. You're leading 8 riders through the city and you hit a yellow light. You make it through, but the light turns red with half your group still behind you. Without a blocker system, you've just split your group in half. With a blocker, that second rider holds the intersection, waves the group through safely, then catches up once everyone's clear. But here's the protocol that most groups miss. The blocker doesn't just abandon his post when he feels like it. He waits for a specific signal. Either the sweep rider gives him the all clear, or he visually confirms the last rider has passed his position. Only then does he rejoin the group. And here's the advanced move. In really heavy traffic or complex intersections, you might need multiple blockers. The leader calls it out with hand signals, points to the riders he wants holding positions. First blocker takes the initial turn, second blocker holds the next critical point. It's like a relay race, but with motorcycles and real consequences. The biggest mistake? Riders who think they're helping by improvising their own blocking positions. Don't do it. The leader designates blockers for a reason. He can see the whole picture, knows the route, and understands the traffic flow. Freelance blocking creates confusion and dangerous situations. Rule 4, the buddy system. This rule is simple but non-negotiable. Nobody rides alone, ever. If someone breaks down, gets lost, or can't keep up, they don't become a solo rider hoping to catch up later. The buddy system kicks in immediately. Here's the protocol. If a rider has mechanical problems, the sweep rider stays with them automatically. No discussion, no debate. The rest of the group pulls over at the next safe location and waits for instructions. You don't leave your people behind, but the buddy system goes deeper than breakdowns. Let's say you're riding through unfamiliar territory and someone misses a turn. The moment the sweep rider notices a missing bike, he signals the group to stop. 2 riders, never just one, go back to find the missing rider. The rest of the group waits. Why 2 riders? Because if one person goes back alone and something happens to them, now you've got 2 missing riders instead of 1. The buddy system means backup, communication, and accountability. And here's where preparation matters. Before you leave on any group ride, everyone exchanges phone numbers. Not just the leader's number, everyone's number. You program them into your phone with clear names like Mike Red Harley, so you know exactly who you're calling. Some groups use Bluetooth communication systems, but phones are your backup. The buddy system also applies to fuel stops, meal breaks, and overnight stops. You don't just assume everyone knows the plan. The leader communicates the next destination clearly, and riders buddy up to make sure nobody gets left behind or heads off in the wrong direction. Here's a real-world example. Last year, a rider in our group had a tire blowout on a remote mountain road. The sweep rider stayed with him immediately. 2 other riders went back to the nearest town for help, while the rest of us secured the area and provided support. Nobody rode alone, nobody got abandoned, and we got everyone home safely. Rule 5, the no ego rule. This is the hardest rule for most riders to swallow, but it's absolutely critical. Your group rides at the pace of the slowest rider. Period. No exceptions, no complaints, no passing the leader because you think you're faster. Here's the thing about group dynamics. There's always someone who thinks they're the better rider. They get frustrated with the pace, start tailgating, making aggressive moves, or worse, they pass the leader and try to set their own pace. This destroys group cohesion and creates dangerous situations. The leader sets the pace for a reason. He's considering the skill level of every rider, the road conditions, traffic, weather, and the route ahead. When you decide you know better and start riding your own ride, you're not just being disrespectful, you're putting everyone at risk. But here's what the no ego rule really means. It's not about riding slow or holding back skilled riders. It's about riding smart and staying together. A good leader will set a pace that challenges everyone without exceeding anyone's comfort zone. If you're bored with the pace, you're in the wrong group. And here's the social aspect that most riders miss. Group riding is about camaraderie, shared experiences, and looking out for each other. When you let your ego take over, you're telling the group that your personal satisfaction is more important than their safety and enjoyment. That's not just bad riding, it's bad character. The no ego rule also means accepting feedback. If the leader or another experienced rider gives you advice about your positioning, following distance, or technique, listen. Don't get defensive. They're trying to keep everyone safe, including you. So there you have it. The 5 unspoken rules that separate safe group riders from the ones who end up as cautionary tales. Staggered formation gives you escape routes. The fuel stop signal keeps everyone together. Passing the baton gets you through traffic safely. The buddy system means nobody gets left behind. And the no ego rule keeps everyone alive. Here's the reality. Every single one of these rules exists because someone learned it the hard way. That mountain crash I told you about at the beginning? That group now rides in perfect staggered formation. They learned, but they paid a price for that education. You don't have to learn these lessons through crashes, hospital visits, or losing riders on remote highways. Share this video with your riding group. Make it required viewing before your next ride. Because the life you save might be your own, or the rider next to you. Drop a comment and tell me which rule your group learned the hard way. I guarantee every experienced rider has a story about breaking one of these rules and regretting it. Subscribe for more riding tips that could save your life, and remember, ride safe out there.